GM Jeremy O'Day didn't feel vindicated that Charleston Hughes had a poor season in Toronto after leaving the Riders, saying, quote, "I don't think it's about vindication or being right or being wrong. We have to make a lot of decisions every year on players and where they're at in their career. Who knows what the situation would have been if Charleston was back with us, whether he'd have had the same season last year or not," close quote. Should O'Day feel vindicated?
I think he should. He got a lot of flack for letting Charleston Hughes walk and also for letting Cameron Judge walk, both of whom ended up in Toronto. And let's just be honest, Charleston Hughes very much looked his age in 2021, was not effective for the Argos, and Cameron Judge lost his starting spot. Dexter McCoyle was the starting weak side linebacker for much of the season as it progressed in Argo land. So I absolutely think O'Day should feel vindicated. It's important. That's arguably your most important job, right? In personnel is determining when to move on from veteran players. And I think the Riders ended up coming out certainly in the better part of this deal and letting those two walk and reinvesting in their young talent they already had within that organization.
There are only three certainties in life, boys: death, taxes, and Rider fans being upset when a veteran player is let go. And Charleston Hughes is one of the best players in CFL history. He should be a first ballot Hall of Famer, an incredible athlete. But the idea that someone his age wasn't going to fall off a cliff at some point was patently ridiculous. Fans shouldn't have been as upset as they did. And it's clear that Jeremy O'Day made the right call here, despite pressure to do otherwise.
He did, and he took a lot of heat, especially about the Hughes decision. And admittedly, O'Day said, hey, it wasn't like we didn't want to bring him back, but as they worked through the process, and I think it really came down to the salary cap number and especially the signing bonus, they didn't see eye to eye on that. So Hughes leaves for the Argos. But O'Day was lit up by fans there and even some media. So the fact that this situation had played out like it did doesn't even make O'Day 1 year too early, like you want to be if you're a general manager in pro football. He was spot on, because the last season that Hughes had with the Riders, seems like forever ago when he suited up for them, was 2019. He led the league in sacks, fellas. I believe it was 16 sacks in 17 games. And there were some people that pointed to the back half of that season and felt like his production fell off. But I don't care. He still finished with 16 sacks. And I can remember that cute quote from former Argos, we'll just call him assistant general manager John Murphy, saying, "Thank you very much for Charleston Hughes." Well, it turns out the Riders said, "Thank you very much for offering more money and taking Hughes off their hands."